All right, stats. Here we are. Another day, another notes video. This one, though, made in the current year for January 2nd, January 22nd, 2024. Okay. Anyway, folks, is a TGIM that we won't be together for, sad face, but in its place comes this video quality not good, but our sweet for Maroon Monday. Yes, go Dogs, SIU, our lovely in-house mascots. Grey Dog. All right, folks, here we go. We learned about this possibly in the last notes video I made many moons ago. We're going to see if the lighting is okay here. The lighting is okay for this. So first off, here is your calculator. Okay, so first off, define combinations. Let's say I wanted to figure out, well, I'm going to do this right here. Out of 20 people in how many ways? This is an example, and I got 6 examples here total, so write this on a separate sheet of paper. Out of 20 people, in how many ways could you choose 14? So 20, choose 14. Now we're going to write it like this soon. 20 out of 20, I'm choosing 14. So first off, your calculator will do that for you. Now, obviously, there is a formula for this. 20, choose 14. So 20 factorial. 20 factorial means 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 times ... times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, over 14 factorial. And then 20 minus 14, which would be 6 factorial. How would you do this without a calculator? You might have to do some count. You do with 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 times 16 times 15 times 14 factorial. Okay, so the 14 factorials would cancel there over 6 factorial. And you just keep simplifying, all right? Because if you had a non-scientific calculator, that's what you would have to do. So 5 factorial was 5 factorial. So 4 times 3 is 12 times 2, 24 times 1. So 5 factorial is 120. So 6 factorial would be 6 times that, 720. So you would, cancel something there and so forth. Anyway, your calculator is very helpful. It's much like we could do, 10 choose 3. We could do that by hand. All right, so let's see if I can make this good. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn it on, and you're going to get it from, again, I am sorry for this. I don't foresee. I think that's a little bit better. But you're going to go, it's PRB, but first you need to hit 20. So we're going to hit 20. Okay, then we're going to hit PRB, and it's the second one. It's NCR. So you go down and you hit 2, and then we want 20, choose 14. You're going to do 20, choose 14. You're going to do that always first, and then you get, wow, 38,760. So imagine if I asked you, you're going to shoot 20 free throws. What's the probability you make exactly 14 of those? You'd have to write out 38,760 possibilities. So that's going to be an important number because that's going to be a third of the formula here that we're going to have. All right. So out of 12 people, in how many ways could you choose 8? So again, 12, PRB number 2 8s. Let's see if I can do that one by hand here. We can check it. So 12 factorial over 8 factorial. 12 minus 8 is 4 factorial. Okay, again, old school. Depending on how many stats classes you have, you might have one where you have to use a non-real smart calculator there. Okay, you could, in fact, handle this one by hand. The 8 factorials would cancel. All right, 4 factorial. 4 factorial. So first off, yeah, so again, this isn't factorial. These are just like 19 times 20 times 18, so we could have definitely canceled. I could have gone more with that. I had a little brain fart. But 4 factorial, folks, is 24. Is 24, okay? So actually, 12 over 4 factorial would be 1/2. So you'd have 11 times 10 times 9 over 2. That's going to be now 5. You would have 5 times 9, which I think is 495. I don't like that. It's a 12 choose 5 gave me Something ends with 5 there. Anyway, let's see if we're right. If not, we're going to see where I made my boo-boo. Anyway, 12, PRB, number 2, 8, 495. All right, 495 ways. So if there are, again, order doesn't matter here. So if there's 12 of you that applied for a committee and all committee spots are equal value, pay, all that, there'd be 495 different combinations. So again, if you went to the free throw line, you shot 12 free throws. How many different ways could you make exactly 8? 495 ways. My goodness. Okay, so why is that important? Because we are going to have the binomial probability distribution, and it's going to be, what's the probability that x is k? Okay. Again, you either success or failure. You make it or miss it. That sort of thing. So the formula is, and this is what I give you, it is n choose k, so that's the first part. Probability of success raised to, how many times do I want to be successful? Be successful 8 times, 10 times. And then 1 minus p, you'll see some places we'll call it q. 1 minus p is q. And then how many times do you want to be unsuccessful? All right, so n minus k. So we need this so that we can multiply it by this, and we can multiply it by this. That's probability, that's the binomial probability distribution. That is the formula. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Let's see if I've got some more room if I do it this way. Great, don't look at the bottom here. So there are 16 students in a class. Write this out. Probability that past students have earned an A in this class is 0.315. What is the probability that 5 or 6 of the current 16 students get an A in this class? So again, on your homework, when you receive this homework set, as I've mentioned in the email, you need to tell me what X is. X is a student who earns an A, or a number of students who earn an A. Okay, so we want the probability that X is 5 plus the probability that X is 6. We want the probability that, you can say probability X equals 5 or 6 is the probability statement you can write as well. This is what we're looking for. The probability that X is 5, the probability that X is 6 is the following. Okay, so probability of getting 5 kids with an A is, out of the 16, I choose 5 to get an A. Probability of getting an A is this. I want 5 people to get the A. Probability of not getting an A is this. It's 1 minus the probability of success, and I want 11 people not to get an A. Plus the probability that's, you know, possibility of 6 kids getting an A. 16, choose 6. Probability of getting an A raised to the 6th power. Probability of not getting an A raised to the 10th power. Again, these must add to, you know, what your total is. So in our case, 16. So you got to write that out first. So you got to write that out first, and then how would you use your calculator to do this? Okay, so we can actually do it sort of at once. So what do I want first? I want 16 PRB, 16 choose 5. So I do 16 choose 5, then I hit enter. Okay, I don't write that down. Immediately, I multiply it by 3.15 to the 5th power. Okay, and you can actually be, you want to be in math print now. And then I immediately multiply it by 0.685 to the 11th power. And then that's going to be my first part. So 0.211. 0.211. Again, you want to go mode. We want to be in math print, so then those exponents look better. Okay, so then how do I get this right here in my calculator? I'm going to do 16 PRB. Go down to the second one, 6 times 3.15. I'm going to raise it to the 6th. Times 685. I'm going to raise it to the 10th. And that is 0.178. 178. So I'm going to add those two together. The probability that I would get 5 or 6 kids to get an 8 or get an A is, 0.389. It's a 39% chance. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to have 3 of these questions here, and then maybe a little surprise. It's been a while since we had one of those at the end. The ACT math test has 60 multiple choice questions, with 5 choices per question. A student has to guess on the final 10 questions. What was the probability that they get exactly 3 of these correct? So they got a guess on the final 10. Was probability that they get, gosh darn it, made a mistake here. This is wrong. Good thing we corrected it, though. Okay, so X is a correctly guessed multiple choice question. So the probability of X, probability of guessing one that is correct, is 0.20. So I want to know what's the probability of getting exactly 3 of these correct. So out of the 10, I'm choosing 3 to get right. Probability of success is 0.2, raise it to the third. Probability of failure is 0.8, raise it to the 7th. Okay, always got to write out that work. You got to show me what you're doing. You got to show yourself what you're doing. All right, so I went 10, choose 3. 10, PRB 3. Nope, 10, PRB, it's the second one, then 3. All right, so again, 120. Hope you can see. I think you can see the 120. The lighting, both, again, making this at night, kind of by a window. Then got a light bulb that's helping us. The overhead light's not terribly strong, so sorry about that. Anyway, point times the probability of success, which is 0.2. I'm going to get 3 correct. Times the probability of failure is 0.8, and I want to get 7 incorrect. So the probability of getting exactly 3 out of 10 right is 0.201. 201. Awesome. Speaking of inclement weather here, the probability that it snows on any given day in February in a certain town, city, is 0.133. What is the probability that it snows 3 or 4 days in February 2024? Leap year. It's 29 days next month. X is the number of snowy days in February 2024. We want the probability that X is 3, or the probability that X is 4. All right, so that's my probability statement. What's the probability X is 3 plus the probability that X is 4? Again, what is the probability? You could also say this. What is the probability that X is 3 or 4? All right, so the probability that X is 3 or 4 is fine. In 29 days, I want 3 of them to snow. That's the probability of it snowing. I want it to snow 3 days. It's the probability of it not snowing. It's going to not snow 26 days because 3 plus 26 is 29 days. Plus, out of the 29 days, I want it to snow 4 times. Probability of it snowing, 4 days it snows. Probability it doesn't snow, 25 days it doesn't snow. All right, so again, this can all go in our calculator pretty quickly. 29, again, PRB, the second choice. 29, choose 3 first. 29, choose 3 first. 3654. I'm going to multiply that by 0.133, raise it to the third power. Then I'm going to multiply it by 867, raise it to the 26th power. I want it to not snow 26 days. So that's the probability it snows 3 days, 0.210. We'll talk about expected value and whatnot on Wednesday, and what answers would make sense and what answers wouldn't. Then, out of the 29 days, I want it to snow 4 days. Times probability it snows, 0.133. Raise it to the 4th. Times 0.867. Raise it to the 25th. 210. 210. Again, 210. What? That's interesting. Well, folks, the probability that it snows is 133. And if I multiply that by 29 days, the expected number of days it would snow is 3.86. 3.86, which is a 3, but it's also closer to 4. So it makes sense that they are very similar to each other. Again, it's a rounding. That's why they're equal. Those two probabilities do make sense. Okay, folks. And then let's see here. Number 6. So have that down, and then we're going to have a little something we're going to write on a separate sheet of paper, whatever we're going to do with that. The probability that a new part is defective is 0.05. 5% chance. That doesn't sound good. There are 25 of these new parts at your store now. What is the probability that fewer than 2 of these parts are defective? Fewer than 2. So X is a defective part. So again, X isn't always success, right? Because we wouldn't, a defective part is not success, but that's what we're reviewing success here. A defective part. Okay, so probability of X is less than 2 is the following. So again, you can't have 1.9 defective parts. If I want less than 2, then it's 1 or 0. It's 1 or 0. Well, the probability of getting no defective parts is easy. I don't need the binomial distribution there. It means all 25 of them work. Probability that it works, raised to the 25th power. Plus, of the 25, I want 1 to be defective, and that's the probability it's defective, raised to the first. 25 choose 1 is going to be 25. All right, 25 choose 1 is going to be 25. So anytime it's in choose 1, it's always in, and anytime it's in choose n minus 1, it will also always be in. Interesting. All right. And then I want probability it's not defective. I want 24 non-defective ones. Some of those two probabilities will be my answer. Okay, so we're going to do 0.95. We're going to raise it to the 25th. That is 277. That is 277 plus... Again, you can type this in, but 25 PRB, second choice 1, it's always going to be 25. 25 choose 1 is 25. Times 0.05 to the first, which is just 0.05, times 0.95 to the 24th. That is 365. 365. So pretty good chance. I think that is 642. Right? 642. Okay, folks. Here's what we're going to do, folks. I'm going to write this on a separate sheet of paper. Notes, video, 122, assignments. Here's what we're going to do. If you are a senior, I want you to, if you have decided on what school you're going to go to, I want you to list out the school. Again, so listen to here. Listen to me on this one. If you're a senior, and this is going to be 5 points, okay? And make sure to write your name. And as soon as you're in a class, right before we do the quiz, as soon as you're in a class, turn this in. So turn this into my top tray right away. The quiz will be waiting for you on Tuesday on your desk. So remember, you have the Chapter 11 quiz still on Tuesday, hopefully. All right, so notes, video, 122, assignment. 5 points, write your name. If you're a senior, list out. If you know which school you're going to go to next year, list it out. Let me know. If you're unsure of, then list out the ones you're interested. If you've got a major you're interested, you know, like, I'm going to go to SIU and major in this, list it out. If you've got 3 majors you're interested in, list it out as well. I want to know, what are you going to major in? What are you interested in majoring in? Okay, folks, if you're a junior, because there are a lot of juniors, obviously next year you're a senior, I want you to list out what dual credit courses you're interested in next year, what math courses you're going to take next year, hopefully calculus. Okay, I want you to list that out for me. And if you're interested in any college, I want you to list that out. And then also, right at the end, what is one big question that you have about your upcoming freshman year in college, you know, whether it's scheduling, something I can help you out with. What is one big question you have? Or for the seniors, then what is big question you have juniors for your next year's schedule or year, what it's going to look like, something that you might need some help with. Let me know for that. Let me know that. Anyway, folks, that is, just make sure that we're watching that. That is 5 points. You're going to turn that into me to the top tray before your quiz. Or you can also do it before school. You can do it before school if you're worried about time on the quiz, because the quizzes will be on your desk right after the start of third hour. Anytime you want before you take the quiz. This is Yak Math Videos, signing out.